Nick Vujicic, the man without limits. A lesson in resilience and hope. There are stories that leave a mark, and then there's the story of Nick Vujicic. A man born without arms or legs, who not only learned to live without physical limits, but today inspires millions around the world to rise, fight, and believe in themselves. In this video, we'll explore his life, his struggles, his emotional breakdown, and how he managed to turn pain into purpose. If you're going through a tough time, if you feel like your circumstances are holding you back, stay until the end. Because Nick's story is not just touching, it's a real-life guide to what human resilience truly means. Nick Vujicic was born in 1982 in Australia with a rare condition called tetraamelia syndrome, a congenital disorder characterized by the absence of all four limbs. His parents, Serbian immigrants, were devastated when they saw their son for the first time. It was a profound, emotional shock. But from that very first day, Nick had to learn a key lesson. Life isn't always fair, but it can still be meaningful. Throughout his childhood, Nick faced bullying, social rejection, and an overwhelming sense of uselessness. Imagine growing up without being able to hug, run, write, or do simple things like dress yourself. By the age of 8, Nick had fallen into a deep depression. By 10, he seriously contemplated ending his life. His pain wasn't just physical, it was emotional. He felt like he would never be enough, that he had no purpose. Nick's turning point didn't just come from his suffering, it came from a shift in perspective. Thanks to the support of his family, his faith in God, and exposure to stories of other resilient people, he began to see that his life didn't have to be a tragedy. It could be a testimony. One day, he looked in the mirror and decided to stop asking, "Why me?" and start asking, "What can I do with this?" That small mindset shift changed everything. He began focusing on what he could do, instead of what he couldn't. He learned to use his small foot, affectionately called the drumstick, to write, use a phone, swim, and even play golf. And most importantly, he realized his true value wasn't in his body, but in his heart, his mind, and his message. Nick found his mission in communication. At 17, he started giving motivational talks at school, and little by little, his voice began to resonate with other broken hearts. His authenticity, his humor, and his raw way of speaking about life turned him into a global inspiration. He founded his own organization called Life Without Limbs and began traveling the world. He has spoken in over 70 countries, reached millions of people, and authored best-selling books like Life Without Limits and Love Without Limits. But the most powerful part of his message is simple. You don't need arms and legs to fulfill your purpose. What you need is faith, self-love, and the courage to keep going. Nick Vujicic embodies the definition of resilience, the ability to rise again and again, no matter how many times life knocks you down. What can we learn from him? Accept what you can't change. Resilience doesn't mean denying reality, it means making peace with it. Turn pain into purpose. Your scars can be someone else's inspiration. Surround yourself with people who believe in you. Nick wouldn't have made it this far without the love and support of his family. A laugh in spite of the pain. Nick uses humor as a tool for connection and healing. Have a faith or vision bigger than your limitations. For Nick, it was his faith. For you, it might be your dreams, your passion, or your values. Today, Nick Vujicic is a father of 4, a husband, an entrepreneur, a speaker, and an author. None of that seemed possible when he was a child. But he achieved it all, because he refused to let his limitations define his destiny. He lives a full life not because he ignored his pain, but because he learned to walk with it. He has no arms or legs, but his voice has reached more hearts than many with complete bodies but empty souls. Nick's story reminds us that true strength doesn't lie in muscles, but in the soul. That resilience is choosing to live with purpose, even when life seems impossible. If he could find meaning, love, and joy under the most extreme conditions, what's stopping you from getting back up? If this video touched your heart, share it with someone who needs to hear this. Subscribe for more stories about transformation, personal growth, and mental health. Because you too can live a life without limits, if you decide never to give up.